back out in the field where we rescued the 1975 International 200 pickup truck. Today, we're gonna be getting the sister to that truck, this 1972 International 1110 back up and running. At least that's the plan. This truck's been off the road since 2013 at least. That's when it was last plated. We believe it was running when it was parked, but we're not sure. So we're gonna take a look, see what we're in for today. Hopefully we can get this thing running, driving, and back on the road so we can get it back to our workshop. So we got Dad out here today helping us out. What do you think about this truck, Dad? What are your plans for this thing?
No plans, buddy.
No plans.
If it runs, we'll just tool it around the big town of Martinton in it.
Okay, nice. Let's take a look inside here. He's done a little work cleaning it out already. So actually, I think the worst part about this truck is the Bluetooth floorboard and rocker down here. Floorboard's pretty rough on this side, but the cab's actually in pretty decent shape. A little crack in the dash there, but everything else looks okay. It's an automatic truck. The other truck was automatic as well. This one's a two-wheel drive. So I think the first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna get this thing hooked up to my dad's truck here and get it drug out of the weeds. So we just got a cleaner area to work with and we're not fighting the weeds here this whole time. We know that a few of the wheels are locked up, so maybe we can break those loose as we're trying to drag it, but we'll see.
I forgot to show you that.
This is the cell phone that was under the seat. Now, I'm gonna say this. Farmer with a bag phone, that's pretty impressive. That's old school. That's gotta be like early 90s. It's cool, you should keep that, see if it works. Get that on your cell plan.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna give it a tug here, see if we can see what all's locked up. All right, these are rolling. Hold up, hold up. Okay. Hey, everything's rolling. Go ahead. Well, I slammed the door and the badge came off. Sorry.
Oh,
I shut the door and the badge fell off.
it's okay, I need one on the other truck.
Well, the tabs are broken on it. All right, we got her out of the weeds, and actually all four wheels were rolling there, so that's a big positive. And the hood opens, so that puts us about 3 hours ahead of where we were on the last IH revival. So this thing's looking good. Well, as good as it can. We kind of got the rocker delete down here. Probably took out a deer in the front here, would be my guess. So we'll see if we can't get that pushed out when we get back to the shop. Let's go ahead and peek under the hood.
It's down here.
Oh, go ahead and get that. This is a 345 V8. We already tried rolling it over by hand and it is free. It's got a Holley 2-barrel carb on it. So this thing really hasn't been touched in probably 10 years. So this is power steering, alternator, and this does have a smog pump on it too. So it's probably going to be pretty choked out. That smog system is going to make pulling these plugs a pain, isn't it? No, not too
I
bad.
don't think it'll be too bad.
Okay. It's just got this evac tube here that runs off
we're
the...
below there enough.
Okay. Yeah, you can see there's a evac tube here that runs off the exhaust system. All right, I'm going to get in here and get the plug boots pulled off. We did get new plugs, but we already found some ignition parts in the glove box. The other tub's way up under. Oh, that one's gonna suck to get to. This one's all the way up under the power steering pump.
Can I get at it from underneath?
Yeah, maybe. The plug's looking there.
Not bad.
Actually, not too bad, huh?
We leave it out?
Yeah, let's pull the plugs out. Do we need to mark what cylinders they come out of? Can we keep them in order?
Well, I had them. One. Where'd that one go? I had them. Here it is. 2.
I just want to make sure the plug
3,
wires stay in
4.
order. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we can put something on them.
As long as you know where they go, that's all I'm worried about.
We start messing with them, it might be a problem.
Well, I like how you had them jammed into that evac tube. That's what I'm going to do on my side.
I'm just going to leave them off and leave them jammed into there.
Yep.
We can check spark later.
Yep, we'll check spark off of just one of them. It clearly has different plug wires on it, so it probably had some general maintenance done on it.
Supposedly was a daily driver for him.
Yeah, what we understand is that the 3/4 ton, the orange truck, was the grain truck. So that was out mostly during harvest pulling grain carts. That's why it's in such good condition. There's far fewer miles on it. And then this was his pretty much daily driver. And I think you said this one he bought new. Is that?
No.
No.
Orange one.
The orange one was bought new.
Ton.
Okay. So he bought this truck. The farmer bought this truck.
That's what I was told anyway. A little dark.
Yeah.
We'll keep them in order here.
That's got a little oil on that one, huh? Must have a exhaust leak right there. Or maybe I guess the valve cover could be leaking right there. They're not jammed in there either.
No.
I'm thinking since this was his daily driver, it probably got serviced a little more frequently than the other truck. It's actually pretty clean under here too. Hopefully that's a good sign for getting it running today. These look really good on this side. How'd that back one look? Was it
about the same?
About the same.
The second one from the front was the worst. I don't know how they number these. Do you?
I honestly don't. I'd have to look it up. I don't know much about these. The only reason I know it's a 345 is because it's on the line ticket. That's why I was asking about the keeping the plugs in order too. We don't have to look up the firing order.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he had never sees on these.
Not a bad idea.
Someone was really taking care of this truck. Okay, let's check the oil, I guess. I'd say she's a quart low. Just on the tip, it's pretty black. Smells a little bit like fuel. Not too bad though. Did you wipe the dipstick off when you stuck it back in?
No.
Because that time there was nothing on the stick. Yeah, we're not reading anything on the stick, so
I'll run to the shop and grab some.
let me just double
I'll
check.
double check.
I thought I
in
had
my-
more
I'll
oil
double
with
check
me.
in my back seat too.
So we've got just about everything you could possibly need to get a truck back up and running, but we forgot oil. We had 1 quart, so we're gonna go on a little scavenger hunt here. And I'm actually gonna check the old toolbox out here. Oh, there's some 1040, but there's only about 1/4 of a quart there. SAE 30, there's about 1/4 of a quart there. So we got about another half a quart here. We're just gonna use what this truck provides. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh man, the mice are in here thick. This side locked.
Oh, it was.
Oh, there it goes. Ooh, we got brake fluid. That's probably not a good sign. An empty brake fluid jug. That's two brake fluids. That's just glass cleaner, ATF, or fuel treatment, octane booster. Yeah, mice are in here. Something fierce. No, I think that's all we got. Is about a half quart.
I'll go check over there.
We actually raided the 2 shops here, and we found some John Deere
Thanks, buddy.
15W40. So we'll hold off on using the 20-plus-year-old oil. Plus, this Rotella T, he's actually got ATF in there. So good thing we didn't dump that in. But we'll get this oil topped off. And then we're going to spin this thing over and see if we've got oil pressure. See if we're even reading on the dipstick. Got that. Probably put 1.5 quarts in, 1 quart, and probably just put 1/2 in. We're still bone dry, so you hold that. She's pretty low on oil. We must have a good leak somewhere, or it's burning it pretty good, one or the other. Let's give it a minute to drain down in there.
Didn't hit the stick yet?
Haven't hit the stick yet. I can't imagine it was that low on oil. But man, these valve covers look good. Look at this. Clean right up. International red. Signs point to this thing being pretty well maintained in its life. Except for the no oil in the engine. Holy moly. Ooh, crap. Just made a giant mess. There was not 5 full quarts in here, right? This was probably 4 in there.
3.
3.
That's a gallon jug.
But we put a quart in already.
There's only 4 to start with.
So, yeah, this is a 4-quart jug, so there's 3 in there. We put all that in. We put the one that we had in. So we're at 4 quarts. We gotta be on the stick now, right? I don't know how many quarts of oil this thing holds, but there we go. We're on the stick now. And now we're just a quart low.
It'll probably come up some
Just
more.
yeah, we'll give it a second. The oil looks nice and clean, too.
It should. Where'd you find the turf guard?
One more time. It was on the bench in there.
Could dump that in there if you want.
I think we're going to need to, because, no, we're right in the middle of our lines there, so we're good. Got enough in there. All right, so we're good on oil. Do the old fire test. Don't see any burning yet. You want to turn the key on?
Got headlights?
Keys on? No, we do not. We might run into the same issue we did with the other one with the switch. Oh. Okay, hold up. Hold up. It's starter's clicking. Let's test the battery to see where the battery's at. 12.5, that should be enough. Maybe the starter's stuck.
Something was clicking, huh?
The starter was clicking down there. Okay.
It almost sounds like a fuel pump over here.
What? Go ahead and hit it again.
Isn't that back here?
Hit it again. Okay, stop. Stop. Let me climb under there and see. Oh.
Oh, Hank, you know what?
What?
It's not in park. I don't know if that's gonna matter. I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing.
No. Okay, go ahead and try. Stop, stop, stop. That is a fuel pump.
Huh?
That is a fuel pump.
Okay.
Hit it again. Yeah, stop. Yeah, he's got a little fuel pump up here. Okay, go ahead. It's not even trying, is it? Yeah, that's what's weird. It's the fuel pump's only wired to the momentary switch, which is odd. Hey, just give the positive cable. Just kind of reset the cables a little bit. Make sure it's not shorting out.
Okay.
Let's try that first, because it's not even trying to do anything. So.
I'm gonna clean up this cable a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna climb out from under this because I can't get to where I need to get to.
We can
without jacking it up.
jack it up, and we'll put the.
That's what we're gonna have to do because I can't do anything under here.
This ain't horrible, but I'll get it cleaned up.
I can confirm it is rusty. It's weird that it's not trying to do anything at all.
Well, this might not have been getting any contact.
Well, I guess we have to check and make sure we got power actually getting to the starter. All right, we're not getting any power to the starter at the moment, or doesn't seem so. So we're just gonna clean up the battery terminals.
We'll grab a 1/2-inch wrench, Woody, and tighten them up. This one's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, the negative cable, the ground cable looked okay. So do we have a good ground on the block? Yeah, it's tight on the block. Tight? All right, I'm gonna go give her twists on the key.
Grounds aren't very good. That one's only got like 7 strands.
Who broke the key?
Get something in that switch, right?
Could be.
So it's running, now that fuel pump's running when it's on. It wasn't doing that before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was when you were cranking.
No.
And then when you crank, I got nothing.
Right.
So I wonder if that switch is bad. Would be my guess. So let's jack it up. We'll put the remote starter on the... We had this similar problem with the other truck that it did not want to crank off the key. We've got power. There's a electric fuel pump down there. We can hear that running, and I got lights on the dash, but it doesn't seem like we're getting any power down to the starter. So what we had the last time with that other truck was as we worked that ignition switch a little bit, it actually came around and we were able to use it, but we do have a remote starter, so we're just gonna hook that up to the starter, see if we can get it to manually crank over here. It's just like no room to operate in here. They got the starter wires facing back towards the exhaust and a heat shield in between. I can't get my hand in far enough to pinch the clamp. Give it a squeeze.
Yeah.
Nothing. Make sure the ignition's on. Oh, it shouldn't matter.
No, that
Shouldn't matter. Okay, hold on. Okay, try now. Hey!
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Dad, I'm gonna crank this over. You wanna watch the oil pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna crank it over and see what happens. Any oil pressure?
Nothing yet.
No?
No.
Well, it doesn't mean the gauge is working, but I guess we can, all right, well, it's not reading oil pressure on the gauge. That doesn't mean we don't have it, just gauge may not be working, but I was hoping that we'd at least see something on the gauge. Nothing? Okay. So I think the next thing we need to do is test for spark.
It's starting to smell like old fuel.
Yeah, it's pumping fuel. Probably should have disconnected that fuel line. And there's fuel spilling around the carburetor, so. Okay, you turn the ignition on?
Yep. Want me to unhook that hose?
Just crank it a couple times here and see if we got spark first. It's gonna be a negative on spark. Okay, well, no sparky spark. So I think we'll pop the cap off and distributor cap and clean the points up.
Looks kind of crusty.
Yeah, it's a little crusty.
Don't have a cap though, do we?
No, that's all right. We'll just clean this up. Yeah, it's pretty crusty in there. As is the rotor. Just gonna pull the rotor off here. Yeah, it's got a lot of corrosion on there. Just hit this with the memory cloth, clean that up a little bit. Then I'm gonna do the same thing with the points. I'll have to come back to the cap here. It's nice and dry in here, that's a good sign. I'm gonna open up the points here, put the emery cloth in there and run it through a couple times. A nail file works really good for this, but I don't have one. I did get a set of points and a condenser if we need it.
Oh, I think I did.
Yeah. Okay, you want to go turn the ignition on? Nothing out of the points. The farmer's always prepared. A little stepladder in the back of the truck. I'll probably break right through it. Solid as a rock. Okay, I wonder if we should just jump to, we could test it and see if we got power at the coil. Make sure we got power getting to the point set. I guess we should probably do that first.
Does key need to be on?
No, I'm just trying to test the winding of the coil. And I'm getting a really inconsistent. There we go, 10.4 kiloohms. But then I'm over limit on the outer coil. There, 1.4 ohms. Go ahead and hit the turn the ignition on, and I'll see if we got power to the coil. I should have power off of these two terminals. Oh,
Well, that comes straight to it, doesn't
okay,
it?
here, do that again. I'm gonna do it straight to the wires so you. No, no, you can shut it off. I got no power coming to the coil.
No power to the coil. Could possibly be a fuse. I wouldn't think so, would you?
No, but I can check the continuity on the fuses. Ignition problems, fun. All right, let's check.
Where's the hot wire going to the coil come from?
Left and right. That's what I was gonna figure out. Dropping these plugs all over the place.
You could just run a hot wire from the battery to check it, right?
Yeah, we can. Let me check the fuses in the truck real quick.
You can do it with that, right?
A beep is good. No beep is bad. So all the fuses are good. Let me check the. Yeah, I saw that was there.
What's that?
That extra condenser in the glove box. So yeah, we don't have any power going to the coil. So that's our main problem at the moment. So at this point, we were making great progress on the truck, and I was just about to find out what had gone wrong in the ignition system that were causing us all the problems. Unfortunately, I got bit by the GoPro again, and I don't know what happened. I know the GoPro overheated. I think it corrupted the file, and I lost the clip in which I made the discovery of what was actually going wrong in this truck. And I hate that for this video, but I thought it would be best I just explain the problems we found in the ignition system. So there were actually 3 individual problems that we ran into. The first, as you heard me talking about in those clips, I was not getting power to the coil. I was getting somewhere around 1.5 volts. And that was taking measurements directly off the ground of the battery to the power wire of the coil. So I disassembled the wires from the coil. I got a good look at the terminals on the coil, and they were extremely, extremely corroded. There was all kinds of oxidation on those terminals. So I went to town on those, cleaning those up with sandpaper, cleaning up the individual wire terminals as well, and getting those cleaned up. That actually resolved my voltage issue. Once I hooked the wires back up, I had 12.5 volts right back to the coil. No problem. I still didn't have spark. So I dug a little bit deeper. When I actually took the wires off the coil, the distributor side wire, the end terminal connected to the coil was broken. So I rewired that terminal, got a good connection there going from the coil down to the distributor. Still didn't have spark though. So that was the second problem. The third issue, as you might imagine, was with the old points in the truck. Now, I had ordered a points and condenser ahead of time, so I thought I was doing my homework. The unfortunate part about that is I didn't order the right set of points. There was a few different styles, and I didn't get the right set. I thought we were going to be stopped dead in our tracks, because if you've worked with the points ignition, you know there's 2 contacts in there, right? And as it just turns around the distributor, it opens and closes the points like this. And when the points separate, they spark. If you don't have spark when those points separate, your ignition system is not going to have spark. The contacts on those points were so badly worn and so heavily oxidized that I didn't think we had a chance at all of getting those points to work. So I had to take a heavy file to those points just to knock enough of the ridge off of the contacts, and to get the condenser and to get the oxidation cleaned off. I couldn't get, just with regular sandpaper, I couldn't get the oxidation off. I had to take a file on my nephew's Leatherman to actually get that cleaned off. But the good news was, once we got the oxidation cleaned off the coil terminals and off the points themselves, we restored spark. And that's where the clips pick back up. We've just restored spark. We're gonna put the spark plugs back in the truck and keep this revival rolling. All right, you guys want to throw new plugs in?
Yep.
So I think we're past, or my biggest fear, which was the ignition system and the starter not working. Because we don't have those parts, we wouldn't be able to get them today. Let him, he's got it, he's got it. Is it easier or harder when there's a camera in your face? How's the gap look?
It's okay. You ready?
Yeah, it's fine. We eyeball calibrated it, it's good. She'll run or she won't. Someone's having problems on that side of the truck.
I got the easy side. Put that in the extension.
Gapped? Gapped.
Cody, check that second plug wire and make sure you think it's on. I never did really feel like it actually snapped on.
They're pretty worn out. The plug wires are pretty worn out.
Oh, the other ones, I could feel them snap onto the
Oh, you're right. That one's a little
cap
goofy.
on the, but that one, I didn't feel it actually snap on the cap.
It does feel a little goofy.
I'd be okay. I just want to make sure if you thought it was on all the way.
I'm actually not sure if it is. Well, here's how we can tell. Put my thumb to about there. So if we got more than, if we go beyond our rubber line there. Oh yeah, there she goes. Got it. It's a little loose. That one's a little loosey-goosey. All right, we got everything tidied up. Ignition system back together. Where's our remote starter at? Where'd our remote starter go? It's hanging here. Okay, I've got a remote starter. So I'm gonna dump a little fuel right down there. You wanna go give the,
Starting a leak back there.
wanna get the ignition kicked on for me? Well, it's gonna be our first attempt here. All right, ignition's on, got fuel in the carb. Let's see what she does. Come on, baby. Okay, that's a good sign. Might have just flooded it. She's a little oily smelling. Okay, so we get it to run. I think the next thing we need to do is get a fuel system hooked, a remote fuel tank hooked up here. So we'll do that here next. So we're working through fuel issues and how we're gonna get fuel here, and we discovered a couple things. One, there's a tank behind the seat. But then we noticed, my dad noticed this switch up under the seat here, this manual valve. And the farmer who had this truck, or somebody, some point along the way, actually put a second fuel tank underneath the toolbox here. They modified the toolbox to be able to get a tank under here. And so there's a secondary tank in the back of this truck. So what we're actually gonna do, we're gonna take this panel off to get access to that fuel tank. We're gonna put our boat tank in the bed, hook a fuel line from there up to the electric pump, which is down under here. And then we're gonna take this fuel line, which is on the other side of the electric pump, and run that up to the carburetor.
You got a drill and a drill bit?
Yep.
I hate to drill a hole in my bed floor.
I bet if we look hard enough, we can find a hole that we can run the hose through. Okay, so the line is right there, literally. Well, we might need to clear this bed out. Ooh,
We got a drill right there.
we got a drill right there.
Hand drill bits. Why won't this come out?
It's welded. It's one panel. It's all welded here. So can you pull this side of the panel out? It's jammed in there pretty good.
Oh, it's welded back all the way.
No, work that back and forth like you were. It was coming out, it looked like. Yeah, see, they really, whoever designed this,
Hang on, Woody.
it's a big old,
Like this.
it's a big old tank.
Now you need to be able to cut it.
Well, now you're hitting up against your rubber piece there in the floor.
Yeah, rubber's always getting it. It's gonna have to. Can you roll that up?
There we go. Now that is some farm ingenuity right there. I think we should be able to disconnect this fuel line, and if it's even remotely pliable, connect that right to our boat tank. It looks a little brittle.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna salvage. Everything I messed with down there kept breaking.
Broke it free.
Some fancy prisoner stripe tables.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. You grab that boat tank. It's only got to get us a couple miles. Yep. The only question is if that fuel pump's going to be able to draw. Well, it was drawn from this height anyway before, so
Turn it on now.
Should work.
until we get some fresh gas.
yeah, let's see if we get fresh fuel spilling through. I'll hit the ignition switch here. It's a little finicky. Maybe I'll hit the switch. There we go. You can hear it running. There we go.
There we go. Should be new coming. Oh yeah. Fresh fuel,
Okay,
baby.
good deal. I'll shut her down. We got good fresh fuel there. Okay, so now all we've got to do is run this rubber line somewhere up to the carb up here. Let's see, where's it running to? Oh, right here. We'll disconnect it. We've got a filter right here that we can disconnect.
Fuel lines ran inside the wheel wells.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can see up there, that's the fuel line up there, and it's cracked through, as you would expect, being inside the wheel well. All right, I got the fuel line here disconnected from the old fuel filter, and he's gonna run that hose, that black hose.
Come on the outside of the frame.
That's fine.
Otherwise, we gotta go right by the exhaust.
That's fine. I just keep it simple. This is only temporary. Right over the top of that brake line.
Right through there.
Yeah, that'll work. I got plenty.
No, keep
Oh, you
going.
got, okay.
We'll cut it off.
Yep.
Let's go. Hold on.
Get, there's zip ties if you don't have them out already.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I can zip tie it right here through this big hole.
I would say zip it where you want it back there, and we'll work our way forward.
This looks like a good place, doesn't it?
Good a place as any.
You got plenty of these? Can we stick two
Oh,
of
yeah.
them here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Feel it on the back side of the rock?
Let's see if I can't
I
get
probably
it to
need
come
it.
up and around. No, I can come down. Can we come
Well, now you're on the wrong side of the hose.
right? All we gotta do is
There you
do
go.
that.
There you go.
It's probably gonna be too short though.
Yeah, you're going to need a second one. Can I get a pair of cutters?
So yeah, I think I got a pair right here somewhere.
Yep, you do. I got them.
Here, can you just cut right there at the end of my thumb and my index finger?
So the
Right here?
flywheel.
Oh, down a little bit. Right
There's
there,
gonna
right
be
there.
gas coming out, Pete.
Okay.
So the flywheel broke and
Is this
took
okay?
out the
Yeah,
back of
go
the
for it.
block and the bell housing.
Did I spray you?
No, you're good. All right, let's see how much fuel I can get on me while I do this.
At least you have fresh fuel on you. I
Can't
had
get back.
20-year-old crap.
Oh, okay, there goes the filter. Hey, you know what? While I got that off, since it just fell off, will you go look in the box there? And I think I got a metal filter in there. We'll just replace the filter. Nice, cool fuel spill. Oh, there's the old fuel. I got one hand on each line, and they're both leaking on me.
Somehow?
I need a flathead to get this old hose clamp off. Yep, there comes the fuel. At a high rate of leak. Come on, hose clamp. Do your job. Okay, let me loosen that up just a hair. Ouch. Okay. All right. I think we got a fuel system. Got the ignition on. I'm gonna give her a crank, see what happens. It's acting like it wants to idle. Don't give it any fuel. Hold that. Let her get warmed up a little bit. Unreal. Fired right up. You're in gear? It's acting like it's in reverse.
It was a gear.
It's popped into gear there.
Popped into reverse there.
Yeah. Let's get it off the jack stands maybe. Did our oil pressure come around?
Yeah.
It does got some oil pressure, that's good.
Charging too.
Yeah, alternator's working. There, get a look at the alternator. Oil pressure. The temp might come up fast because we don't have any water in it, but I think once we get it warmed up here, maybe we check the water, check the ATF. Got good flow out of the back exhaust.
Yep.
So the exhaust's not plugged. It's burning oil pretty good, but will it idle? Your foot off the gas? It's idling. Yeah, it's idling on its own. Awesome. Give her a rev. Will she rev up? She may be burning a little bit of oil. Temperature coming up. I'd shut it off and we can start topping stuff, fluids up. Oh, we got reverse. You got brakes? Ish. Brakes-ish. I'd say she's a little tired. And she is burning oil like crazy. Oof. I think I knew where that 5 quarts went. How about that? We didn't even touch the carb.
Nope.
Idled on its own, fired right up. I think she's a good one.
Yeah,
Oh, get the radiator topped off. We need to check the ATF as well. See the dipstick back there somewhere? Down there, back down there. I'm gonna grab a shop rag. Here, I'll grab one for you. Fluid looks burnt. Quite a bit of metal in there. Go ahead, stick it back in there, and we'll have to get it hot and let it idle to really check it, but I'll see if there's even anything on the dipstick.
Hot, idling, and neutral.
Got the letting the antifreeze drain down, or got her filled up?
Well, once.
Let me check the brake fluid. You said you had pedal in there, very little?
Very little.
Yeah, you still got a full.
It has plumb full.
Okay, so the fronts are probably leaking somewhere. It had fluid in it when we first pulled the cap off. He filled it once. Looks like the front's drained about half the reservoir down, so I'm guessing we got a leak. The fronts are drum brakes, so that's probably the wheel cylinders leaking if I had to guess on the front. All right, so fluid's all topped off. I want to idle it for a little bit and see if we got the we'll check the transmission fluid here. Ignition on. We are in gear. So it doesn't want to stay in park. It's idling like a champ right now.
I'm scared to take it all the way down until I get it apart and lube her up.
Yeah, the oil pressure's reading low. We'll have to check the oil before we go anywhere. Oh, like no brakes.
Yeah, push really hard.
I'm on the floor. She's pretty good.
Hardly any brakes.
Very little brakes. I'll pull it back around. We should probably check the oil before we go anywhere because it's reading low. So, but yeah, it's got a little bit of brake pedal, not much.
You got one brake light.
I think they're power brakes. I wonder if we got a big vacuum leak. Because they're going down and they're stopping the truck once you get past the vacuum portion. So
Very possible.
she does not want to stay in park. There's got to be an adjustment there. Yeah.
Got a 454 for it if you want to do that picture thing to it.
I like it. It runs good. Actually gets up and moves pretty good. It was spinning the tires, I think.
Yeah. You spin both or just one?
1. I'm pretty sure it's an open diff. Sweet. She's smoking a little bit, but you have it, guys. We got the truck running. We drove it about 5 miles back to the shop without issues. Obviously, this thing needs a bunch of work. Tune up. It's extremely rusty. It actually probably needs the ignition system gone through. It was missing a little bit on the way back. But all in all, Dad was able to cruise that thing at about 50 mile an hour. Had a little bit of brake pedal, not too much. But yeah, we saved this IH from the junkyard for now. I have some ideas in mind. I might flash up a picture here to let you guys know what I'm thinking, and you tell me what you think about it. But this truck is way too far gone to do a restoration on. There's not much of this body left, but it's got a good look, and I think we could do some really cool, fun budget build type stuff with this truck. So let me know what you guys think about this truck. Let me know if you want to see more of it in the future. And as always, guys, remember, if you don't work on your project, it will not work on itself. Get out in the garage, get building, and I'll see you on the next episode of Cody Builds.